Welcome to the Movie Spoiler Club, the channel where you can watch movie, television, and streaming series within minutes. Today we're going to spoil the movie Black Panther, 2018. This movie story plot is about, after the death of his father T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman returns home to the African nation of Wakanda to take his rightful place as king. When a powerful enemy suddenly reappears, T'Challa's mettle as king, and as Black Panther, gets tested when he's drawn into a conflict that puts the fate of Wakanda and the entire world at risk. Faced with treachery and danger, the young king must rally his allies and release the full power of Black Panther to defeat his foes and secure the safety of his people. The movie's beginning is marked with a voice-over conversation between a dad and a son. The son asks his father to tell the story about home, so the father starts telling it by the origin. Vibranium, the strongest metal of the universe, fell on the African continent, and it affected the land and the plants there. They called this land Wakanda, and 5 tribes fought for this land. And one day a panther goddess gave one of the warriors an herb that gave him super strength, and made him Black Panther. 4 tribes to serve under that warrior, but Jabari tribe refused and isolated themselves in the mountains. Wakanda used vibranium to become technologically advanced than other nations. But while Wakanda was being developed, the rest of the world went into chaos, so Wakandians decided to keep their abilities and technology a secret to the outside world. The story told by the father cuts into the Marvel introduction. The camera takes us to 1992, Oakland, California. We see a scene of Black American kids playing basketball, and in an apartment nearby above, Wakanda King T'Chaka confronts Prince Anjabu. He accuses Prince Anjabu for betraying Wakanda by helping the arms dealer, Ulysses Klaue, to steal vibranium from Wakanda. T'Chaka's brother Prince rejects the accusation, but it is revealed by his roommate Zuri, whom T'Chaka had put him in watch. The king tells Prince to come home and face the charges of betrayal, but then T'Chaka forced to kill his own brother Prince to protect Zuri. When Prince attempted to kill him, T'Chaka orders Zuri to keep the incidents a secret, and they leave Eric, the son of Prince Anjabu, to prevent Wakandians from knowing the truth. Next, we're taken into the present day after the events of the movie Civil War. King T'Chaka is dead from an explosion caused by Zemo at a conference, and T'Chaka's son T'Challa has captured Zemo and handed over to the government. Before he returns to Wakanda, with the help of Okoye, a loyal female warrior, he rescues Nakia from an undercover mission she was working on. Nakia blames him for ruining her mission, but T'Challa informs her about the death of the king, and asks her to come to Wakanda to participate in his crowning festival. T'Challa, Okoye, and Nakia land on the hidden nation of Wakanda, and meet the Queen and T'Challa's sister Shuri there. Shuri says that she has done some new upgrades on the Black Panther suit. In London, we see Eric Stevens, also known as Killmonger, checking out some exhibits at a museum. He creates chaos in the museum, enabling a gang led by Klaue to get in and rob a vibranium axe that was disguised as an ordinary antique. Meanwhile in Wakanda, the people are attending the cultural crowning ceremony of T'Challa. 4 tribes refuse to challenge to the king's position, but then the Jabari tribe arrives there, and their leader M'Baku challenges him. Zuri takes out the powers of Black Panther from T'Challa and lets the challenge begin. The fight goes even for a few minutes, then T'Challa manages to trap M'Baku and drag him near the waterfall. He says M'Baku to yield because he's needed by his tribe. Then M'Baku yields, confirming that T'Challa is fit to be a king. The news on the robbery is received by the Wakandians, and Wakanda, whose parents were killed by Klaue, urges that they need to capture Klaue and punish him. T'Challa agrees to take him into Wakanda and develops a plan to capture Klaue. According to a tip they received on his next deal, they arrive in a casino in South Korea to confront Klaue, and T'Challa finds out that the unknown buyer is Everett Ross, the CIA operative. When Klaue arrives at the casino, he realizes that it's a setup, and attempts to escape while his gang engages in a battle with Okoye and Nakia. With the assist of Shuri from Wakanda Lab, Black Panther manages to capture Klaue after a car chase. While Klaue is in CIA custody and being interrogated, Killmonger comes with a gang breaching the CIA branch. He rescues Klaue and takes him in a van. Ross is severely injured while trying to protect Nakia from a bullet. Realizing that only Wakandians can save Ross, T'Challa decides to take him to Wakanda as a thank you for Nakia. Despite that, they'll be then exposed to the outer world. There Shuri takes him to the lab and implements a healing process for the wound. Wakanda comes to meet them expecting results, but when T'Challa says that Klaue slipped through their hands, Wakanda turns back in disappointment. T'Challa goes to Zuri as he saw something unusual in the man who rescued Klaue. He asks Zuri how come he saw an American wearing a Wakandian ring, and after hesitation, Zuri reveals the incident they faced in 1992. After rescuing Klaue, the Killmonger kills Klaue just after he shows him his symbol on the lip, revealing that he's also a Wakandan. Then Killmonger takes Klaue's dead body to the borders of Wakanda and presents it to Wakabi. Everett Ross has woken up and Shuri shows him the advanced technologies they're using, and Ross is fascinated. At that time, they all hear about the stranger who came with the dead body of Klaue, and he's presented to the king. Eric tells T'Challa that he wants to challenge him for the throne, saying that they need to distribute their technology and vibranium to liberate people worldwide. The other tribes laugh at him, but then he confirms his identity and royal blood by showing things that was gifted by his father, Prince Anjabu, the brother of the previous king. Since he proved that he has rights to challenge the throne, T'Challa accepts his challenge. The ritual combat begins after Shuri removes the Black Panther powers from T'Challa with the serum. T'Challa tells him to drop down and they can work it another way, but Killmonger says that he's been waiting for this moment for all his life. An equal and intense fight begins before Killmonger gradually overpowers T'Challa. Seeing that he's going to kill T'Challa, Shuri jumps in front to stop the fight and tells Killmonger to take him instead of T'Challa, since he's the one responsible for his father's death. Without hesitation, Killmonger kills Shuri, saying that he'll kill both of them. Seeing Shuri falling down on the ground, T'Challa gets furious and attacks Killmonger again, only to be broken and thrown deep into the waterfall. The crowd of the warriors and elders are shocked, but they must admit that now the Killmonger is their king and there to serve him. In tears, Nakia, Shuri and Queen Mother escapes the kingdom with Ross to save themselves and find a way to eliminate the new outsider king. Killmonger commands to set fire and destroy all the herbs that give the Black Panther powers to the future kings, but Nakia manages to sneak in and smuggle one of them. They take the herb to the Jabari tribe in the mountains. Nakia offers the herb to the Jabari leader M'Baku to take it and stop the outsider who sits on their throne. M'Baku asks them to come with him and takes them to a cave, where they see T'Challa alive but heavily injured and unconscious inside an icebox. Surprised by the confrontation, the Queen Mother uses the herb they brought to make a solution and pours it into T'Challa's mouth. The power of the herb lets T'Challa to heal much faster, and he wakes up after a few moments later. At the kingdom, Killmonger convinces the elders that they should let the outer world know about them. He gives orders to send their vibranium weapons to their spies and war dogs in the outside world, so they can destroy those in power and conquer the world. Okoye reminds that Wakanda has survived all the past years by only fighting absolutely necessary, but Wakabi agrees with Killmonger, saying that the world is changing. Okoye is helpless but gets on with her job to serve the king. In the Jabari caves, T'Challa is now completely healed up, and Shuri gives him the upgraded Black Panther suit she had taken with her in its necklace form. T'Challa thanks M'Baku for saving him, and M'Baku tells him that consider it even for sparing his life at the challenge. T'Challa also asks M'Baku to give him an army to fight with Killmonger, but M'Baku rejects, saying that he'll not put Jabari lives in danger for T'Challa's course, leaving the Queen Mother with Jabari tribe for her safety. T'Challa goes to the kingdom as the Black Panther to stop weapon distribution, alongside with Shuri and Nakia. Black Panther blows up a weapon carrier on air in front of Killmonger's eyes, surprising everyone to see him alive. While he distracts Killmonger, Shuri, Ross, and Nakia infiltrate into the laboratory and armor up. Shuri makes Ross in charge of the remote pilot system, knowing that Ross was a great pilot. While her guiding Ross with communication system, the two go to help T'Challa with the battle that was started after the command of Killmonger. Okoye opposes that, saying that challenge isn't complete as T'Challa never yielded, but Wakabi takes Killmonger's side and orders his border tribe and his giant rhinos to engage. T'Challa asks Shuri to disable the powers of both Panther suits. The Killmonger and T'Challa engage in a combat fight in Wakandan City. Fight goes equal and ends with T'Challa stabbing the Killmonger on the chest. Dying, Killmonger tells T'Challa how his father told him tales about his home when he was a kid. T'Challa takes him to the surface, where he lets Killmonger see the beautiful sunset in Wakanda. T'Challa says that they can still heal him, but Killmonger refuses it, saying that he would rather be dead than being locked up. He pulls the dagger out of the chest and dies beside T'Challa. In the battle outside, Ross manages to destroy all the vibranium and weapon carriers on air. Border Tribe is fighting Okoye's all-female warrior group, as she decided that Killmonger had too much hatred in his heart, and so not fit to be king. As Border Tribe overpowers them, the Jabari tribe led by M'Baku, who has changed his mind, comes into the battle and soon Border Tribe surrenders. After the victory, T'Challa is recrowned as the king of Wakanda, and Jabari leader M'Baku is granted a seat among other tribes as a thank you for his loyalty to T'Challa. T'Challa buys the apartment where the kid Eric and his father live, and turns it into a facility, naming it as Wakanda International Outreach Center. He has decided to bring the Wakanda nation from the shadows into the outer world, and he appoints Nakia in charge of the social outreach and Shuri of the science and information exchange. In the mid-credit scene, we see T'Challa speaking in an international conference. He informs that for the first time in their history, Wakanda is sharing their resources with other nations to make one single tribe for the whole world. A foreign official asks him what a nation of farmers can offer the rest of the world. Little smiles exchange between Okoye, Nakia and Ross, and the movie ends with the smile of T'Challa. After credits, Bucky Barnes wakes up in a rural village of Wakanda with a bunch of kids around him, and then we see Shuri helping him with his recovery. Movie trivia. Do you know that Wakanda was seen as a location on a shield monitor in Iron Man 2 movie? The location of Wakanda on the map shown in this film is west of Ethiopia, and in the same place as southern Sudan. This movie gets the movie rating of 7.3 from IMDb, Tomatometer rating of 96 and audience score of 79 from Rotten Tomatoes. Thank you for watching, and be sure to hit like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section, and hit the notification bell for the new movie spoiler video every week.